What is going on, guys? Jim Man.
Vince from Retreat Cost.
And yes, before we get started with this introduction, definitely check out retreatcost.com. It's on the screen right here.
Aww.
And yes, Vince and I are starting our own podcast today. This is going to be the introduction to the podcast called what, Vince?
The Back to Base Set podcast. A little bit of a play on Back to Basics. We're hoping to cover everything Pokemon trading card game especially, all the way from base set till today.
Yes, and this is going to be a blast from the past. There we go. We're going with jokes already. All right, so Vince, tell me a little bit about yourself since everybody knows who Nicole and I are, which is going to be, this is going to just be me and Vince, our own little podcast. Nicole will be obviously in the videos and stuff. But so, Vince, tell us a little about yourself.
And just to play on that, I mean, who knows? Nicole might stop by. We never know. We might have some other guests. You know, we might do this one episode. You know, you never know. So set your expectations so high that we can't possibly not disappoint you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
you never know. Santa Claus can come through the
exactly. Tomorrow could be Christmas, you know, depending on when you're watching this. But so basically, you know, my name is Vince. I've been collecting and playing Pokemon cards for, I guess, since 1999. And, you know, around 2014, I thought to myself, you know, hey, let's get back into this, my fiance and I. And I decided to try to start a little bit of an online Pokemon card shop. That's retreatcost.com. I have some background in building websites and running e-commerce businesses with my main business, T-Bolt. And so basically I figured if I can make an online store work for dirt bike stuff, why not make one for Pokemon stuff? So since then, I guess it's been 6 years now, I've been selling cards, and it's been nuts how things have blown up. And just within the past couple years, I met Jim and Nicole, and you know, I'm happy to have you know, become their main source for a lot of new merchandise.
Thank you so much, Vince, for all the support to Nicole and I you've done for us. Thank you so much for all the Pokemon stuff, everything you've done for us. And we've known you since I think when Sword and Shield first came out. We didn't have a YouTube yet. I was still playing Rayman. Yeah, I was still playing that with like 200 subscribers. And then I got into Pokemon and lost them straight after I did one Pokemon video. So it was building from the ground up. I'm glad Nicole is in the channel with me right now as well. We're like a couples channel, and that obviously some people don't know about that. So I definitely want to throw that out there. But this is gonna be awesome.
Are we a couples channel too? Do we get to be a couples channel too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
So I'm just scrolling back through just to see. So let's see. Man, you guys have been putting out videos just hustle. That is awesome.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man.
Okay, so you get back about a little over a year ago. Okay, and I'm finding the first Hidden Fates videos mixed in with some Kingdom Hearts back then. So let's see. Our first Pokemon cards unboxing. February 11th, 2020. So that was the craziest part. You guys came up to the warehouse in February of 2020, just before the pandemic really started to erupt.
Yeah.
And I know because we had our whole crew there. My cousin Dan was there and all, and he helped you guys a little bit, and then called me back, and I helped with everything. And it's crazy looking at this Ultra Ball Hidden Fates collections and them, just knowing how much money they're worth now. But but anyway, I remember because everything was still running, you know, real good. And then it was within about a month and a half that we had to just shut down and kind of just have my dad and I running everything, doing all the warehouse work as well as the web stuff. And it's crazy because it feels like we've known each other for 3-4 years, but in reality it's only been less than a year and a half, and that is just nuts how quick time seems like it's going.
Yes, especially when I first bought Evolutions from you. It was $100. I'm like, this set, how's this not more? And then I realized it was normal back then, and I think Team Up might have been going up a little bit at the time, but like it was like $200-$300, but not $1,000 like right now.
Right. Yeah, I've always tried to put product up at or below MSRP. Lately, with
Yes.
the demand, it's been around MSRP for very, very limited stuff, and
Yeah.
sometimes slightly above MSRP, but nowhere near these scalper prices. The
Exactly.
it just I want to build a community of people who actually play and like Pokemon. So if I can sell stuff and make a little bit, I'd rather do that than make a killing right now and not have anyone ever want to come back. What's the point
Yeah.
in that?
Hmm?
So we're in it for the long haul.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I know, like the Hidden Fates ETBs were 90, but people are selling them on average for 200. So that was a very good price, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially,
Go ahead.
go- especially since Hidden Fates is literally one of the most sought after sets, and like it came out with the ETBs reprint, but they weren't even bad. Like the pull ratios were nuts in those things, and like people are like paying 150 to 200. I know people who paid upwards of $300 for one of those things, which is insane. But yeah, go ahead, Vince. What were you saying?
Yeah, especially stuff that's out of print. I can see charging more of a premium on, because if you slept on a set and now 2 years later, 4 years later, you want to try to collect sealed products from that set, or you really want to open that set and try to find your chase card, you're going to pay a premium. I mean, whenever you try to buy something that isn't currently made, you're a collector at that point. But for new product, I don't know, it hurts inside to try to take advantage of people, I guess. I don't know,
Yeah.
not to be all mushy.
No, no, it's better than these people that wait in their car eating Lunchables, eating Taco Bell at 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting for a store to open just to scalp cards. It's becoming a really big normal thing now, and it's not a normal thing. It's a really sad time we live in because of this. Because like you can't even get Steam Siege right now, and no one wants Steam Siege unless you
Well,
really
how
want.
old is Steam Siege though?
6 years old.
Yeah,
Maybe?
see, I draw the line at 2 years. I think if something is out of rotation in the Pokemon, league and the
Yeah.
tournaments, it's a collectible at that point. I think if something's out of print and it's actually the value has gone up, go for it. Flip it, do whatever you want. But I think when something's brand new like that, it's not really that cool to see
Yeah.
prices getting hyperinflated, because then it's like it hurts. It's a sport in a way, and it really
It
kind
is.
of hurts the sport. It hurts the spirit of competition.
Yeah, and Vince, speaking of competition, have you played the card game like in modern day or more back in the day? How was your time with that?
When I was little, I would play a card game with my mom, but I feel like sometimes she would let me win. No, but no,
For Monopoly?
yeah, right. No, I did. We played Pokemon cards against each other. My mom and I, when I was little, I was an only child.
Okay.
So I've always known how to play basically, but I wouldn't use weakness and resistance when I was little. And then I think 2014, when my fiance and I first got back into it, we had played, a couple times, and we knew the basic rules and stuff, and we had played against each other. And we were in Washington, D.C. for the Pokemon Symphony. There had been like some advertisements we saw for like Pokemon Symphony, or there was a couple Final Fantasy symphonies that went around, or various video game stuff like Zelda orchestra stuff. You'd see a billboard on I-95 down in Philly. And we were like, oh, that sounds like an amazing thing. A little trip down to Washington D.C. and stay at a little hotel and ride the metro, and we did it. And then we went to the symphony, and while we were there, and the symphony was just super cool. Like, imagine being in like one of these rooms that they have like they have actual trained musicians just playing Pokemon songs with like video in the background showing stuff all the way from Red and Blue to Diamond and Pearl and all that. And
Wow.
that was just a super super neat experience. But anyway, a lot of the people there had we heard murmurs about oh yeah, well in town for Worlds or blah blah blah, Worlds. The World Championships were in town that year in Washington, D.C. So, we looked into it, and it was like, oh, just, go over there. So we went over, and and it was super cool. It was like all these pros, and there's kids, and then there's adults, and it's all people competing, and all these people who've been officially tested and passed and have become Pokemon professors who know the rule book back and forth. And we actually we bought a couple little merch items, and then we actually we competed in a pre-release event for Furious Fists. I think it was a pre-release.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the pre-releases or seen them or how they work?
Yes. And before I tell you about that, this sounds like Pokemon Disney World. That's what it sounds like.
Well, it was cool. It was a big convention center, like the same place you would probably go and see like a car show or something. But
Yeah.
but we were upstairs, and it was pretty cool. There's some cool pictures of like Alex with like a giant ceramic Pikachu, and people walking around with costumes.
Awesome.
But
that's so cool.
But we entered the little pre-release tournament, and you get a couple packs, and you open them up, and you see what you can make a deck out of, and I think I won one, she won one. We both got our butts kicked, and some of the kids were like, it wasn't age separated, so there was like I think she played against one kid who was like he was like a little like 11-year-old boy from England. And his mum was like, "Oh, after this match, you can have some biscuits, and like for cookies." And it was just super adorable. But I think she beat him, or maybe he beat her. If Alex won, it was close. So a lot of people use it as a way just to get cards, but it was a super lot of fun. And we were like, that was the point where we said, well, what is it going to take to become a distributor for Pokemon and to get cards at a decent price? Because you could always go online and get booster boxes for $120 or something, but if you could get them for less and then also start a little business out of it, why not? But on that note, I'm actually going to see, I think I have a couple little cool items.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's the like they had like a little book you could buy, and all like the cool stuff was already sold for like the first day, I guess. So there wasn't like any shirts and stuff, but like this is still pretty awesome, like a little journal from the World Championship 2014, which I guess
you still have it sealed.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have one we opened, and we've been writing like notes and stuff and ideas in, but yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean by the pre-release. Pre-release is that white card on the bottom of the build and battle box thing, right? I think it's called what's it called?
Like the rule card?
Staff card. Yeah. I had a staff card on one of them. I don't know what it was. It was weird. It came with one of the build and battle boxes. But yeah, those build and battle boxes are kind of the normal thing today. Even though there's no tournaments going on, people are still going after those crazy expensive cards because they have either the staff card on the bottom or their limited time. You know what I mean?
When did those start happening? I don't remember.
Staff cards? Okay,
no, I know the staff cards have been around for almost forever. Like even back in Wizards of the Coast, there were some promos that were staff only. But the build and battle boxes, aren't they relatively new? Like since at least Sun and Moon at the earliest?
I think the first one might have been like mid Sun and Moon, unless there's one on eBay I don't know about that's like $600 right now. But yeah, I definitely know there's a Lost Thunder one. I definitely know there's a Cosmic one, but that's too far. I know there's definitely a lot of them, but I think it's mid Sun and Moon. Like I don't think Crimson Invasion had one, unless maybe it did. Guardians Rising I don't think did either. But can I touch upon something real quick about what you said?
Absolutely.
About so we started. Well, okay, so back in 2015, I was going to start doing Pokemon, similar to the time you started, and I was like, oh man, they got base set, the fossil, this stuff's so cheap. Fossil packs are like, I think it was like $60. It was crazy. I'm like, dude, the booster box of base sets, that much, that's it? I could trade some games in for that. And it was just like, all this stuff, and then like I realized that this would become a money issue because it's Pokemon, you know what I mean? And then, like I said in previous videos, and I said earlier, I had played Rayman Legends for like 5 years, competing Yeah, I was like number one at the game, but it wasn't worth it. It was nothing but a grind. So fast forward to 2020, right before I met you, Vince. Right before we met you, we went to GameStop on a very rainy night. Now that sounds like a story, like story time with Jimmy D here.
It was a dark
But
and stormy night.
a dark and stormy night, and we found a Charizard in a alleyway. No, I'm joking. But we traded some video games in. It was like I think Far Cry 4 and a bunch of other stuff that like we had digital because it was on sale, so we traded the physical stuff in, and like no joke, I traded these games in. I'm like, what games are coming out? Nothing was coming out, so we decided to finally start collecting Pokemon. And I saw the Ultra Ball and the Great Ball over there. I'm like, what kind of what is this, like some gimmick with some like fake pack of cards or something? Boy, was I wrong. It was Hidden Fates, and the first thing I bought was the Pikachu and Eevee theme deck. Then I bought that, and then it just all went downhill from there because up in a way in terms of like addiction to Pokemon. We found one Hidden Fates tin at Target, and I swear we pulled a Charizard in that tin. I was like, what? And right here on the screen is the video, and it's the one where Nicole goes, "Oh my God, a shiny Charizard!" And she's probably mad at me for saying that out loud. But she's laughing. But yes, the shiny Charizard was pulled, and that's what started the journey. But the reason why I wanted to get into Pokemon so badly is because I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was loaded with these cards. Like my mom would spoil me as a kid. Like I mean, when kids are only childs, as a kid, they get spoiled, right? And oh man, I had first edition Charizard Shadowless. I had first edition Blastoise Shadowless. I had so many cards from like, I think it was what's that store called? Zany Brainy. Remember that place? KB Toys, Toys R Us, all these places, and I just was so into Pokemon as a kid, and I had a lot of cards with me at summer camp. And one day in summer camp, someone stole all my cards. And a quick story to add to that, I was devastated from it. I was crying, obviously, and I mean, who wouldn't, right? And we went to GameStop for the first time when it was called
EB Games.
Electronics Boutique, right?
Yeah.
And they had this box of base set sitting there, and I'm like, how much is that? Or my mom asked it, and they said $5 because she told a story about like we were looking for Pokemon cards, and he's like, yeah, this box is only $5. We walk out the store. My mom tells me that the guy gave us a $5 box of cards. There's a booster box, a base set. I went home, opened it all up. I got 2 Charizards in that booster box, and then I just got out of it like maybe a year later. It was like around well, it wasn't that quick, but I was trying to sell all my cards off to a sports card place, you know, one of those places that rips you off. I mean, this place closed down literally right after I was going to sell all these cards. And yeah, I just from there I just had some cards and I lost them eventually. And I have some, but I don't know where they're at. They're not like Charizards or anything, but the main point is those 2 Charizards were definitely in rough shape because I was a kid, and the ones I got stolen definitely were the valuable ones today. So I mean, any Charizard's valuable today, but it's just the principle of it being, you know, like anything of you. If this guy stole a Weedle from me, it's still not right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, I hear you. I was lucky never to have had anyone steal anything from me, but I guess the trick was if you stay at home every day and you don't go out and you don't have friends, there's less of a chance of getting the Pokemon card stolen.
yeah, I'm your friend. Nicole's your friend. Jack's your friend.
I know. I mean, well, you know, when I was a little kid.
I know. I'm messing.
But
yeah, so
yeah, I did lose a sheet once. I lost the first sheet of my base set binder.
ooh,
So I think that had like Alakazam and Venusaur and I forget what the first page has now. Alakazam, Chansey, Dragonite was in Fossil. But anyway, yeah, I left it in a book that I returned to the library, and then
classic
yeah,
days.
yeah, and then fortunately, our librarian, she called me up to called me down to the library from class. It was like over the intercom or something. It was like, hey, now Vincent, I think this might be yours, because it was some stupid book that like no one else would have taken out anyway. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know if I had really realized it was totally lost at that point, but yeah, that was a good moment of being reunited. That's for sure.
I'm just glad it wasn't like 10 year the modern day like today. The lady had been like, I don't know what your page is. It might have flew outside. You know what I mean? Because of how much these things are worth. Because people are crazy these days and do stuff like that. And that leads me to something about that. So, Vince, what are we going to be talking about in the future of this podcast? Let's give some examples. You give some examples, and I'll give some examples. What I think.
All right, we'll riff on some concepts for topics. One topic I know we had discussed already is this a bubble? We could talk about whether, that seems like this is actually a bubble, or if the Pokemon cards are still worth investing in at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
In the long term.
Yeah. Charizard's still here to stay, but the rest we don't know. We'll talk about that in a future episode. But yeah, also Chilling Reign, maybe the top 10 cards coming out to Chilling Reign. Maybe we could talk about the best top 10 best modern day sets. We could talk about is Hidden Fates better than which one's better, Hidden Fates or Shiny Fates, and what reasons why, the pros and cons, that they outweigh each other.
Are these little point 0.5 sets really worth it? Like how the in-betweener sets, are they actually worth it, or are they not? Do you like the concept of the Radiant collection, where there's that secondary set within a set, or is that just fluff to try to get people to buy more packs? Is it right or wrong of the Pokemon Company to not sell booster boxes of these special sets, or is that just a way to, get more money out of people?
I think another good thing would be to talk about sets you should invest in, modern day sets. Like, I wouldn't invest in Steam Siege by any means necessary, but I would definitely invest in something like Team Up, for example, because Team Up's definitely sought after. But there's just so many examples, so much things to talk about.
So now that we've kind of talked a little bit about what we're thinking about doing in the future, and kind of given you an idea about what this podcast will focus on, today I'm going to be telling a little bit of a story to Jim. And I'm sure some days Jim will be telling me stuff that I'm not following up on, like, for instance, the newest set. I'm not one to spend the time looking at the translations on PokeBeach and places like that of the newest card set to really see what's coming out as a preview. But it would be fun on certain episodes for you guys and me to learn about new stuff, ahead of time. And then other times it'll be more of me telling Jim something. So, for instance, today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the big new scam in Pokemon cards. Ooh.
This is going to be an interesting story. Let's hear it, man. Let's get it.
What I'm also going to do is I'm going to open a couple packs.
Sorry for your loss of your scam. You got scammed. Sorry about
I know.
That,
it's I don't know how I'm going to be able to put jelly donuts on the table. You get it from the the jelly donuts. Come on, that's not that deep of a cut, is it?
Wait, is that SpongeBob or something?
Brock's Jelly Donuts.
Oh, dude!
Remember that when Brock would make the onigiri, the rice balls, when 4Kids Animation translated it for America, they translated them as jelly donuts, even though it was clearly a ball of rice with seaweed on it.
I do remember it now. I had to think back so much into the show. I actually have the Indigo League right over there, so I definitely need to catch up back on it, because it was mostly cards when I was a kid, but I definitely remember the Pokemon rap and all that stuff. And speaking of that, Vince, I got a question for you. Can you imagine me doing all 151 Pokemon voices?
Wartortle.
Give me wait, Alakazam. Let's see, Metapod. Let's see,
Porygon.
What's he sound like? He sounds like coughing, wheezing. I'm pretty good at them, aren't I?
Porygon, I believe, has only appeared in one episode in America, and he was the Who's That Pokemon?
Yeah.
And the reason is, of course, because you know what happened with Porygon in Japan, right?
No, tell me about it. I got to catch up on this.
This is an episode. I will. I'm sure everyone watched. I'm sure a fair amount of people watching this are familiar with that. Don't Google it. Maybe next week, I'm going to tell you that story.
Sounds
That'll
good.
be a
Sounds
fun
good.
one.
And speaking of next week, these are going to be aired on Wednesday. So today is a Wednesday where this video is being uploaded. So Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Who knows? Maybe we'll stream together too and open cards together. Who knows?
That could be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So today, the huge new scam in Pokemon cards.
I'm listening.
So obviously, as we've already talked about, I sell Pokemon cards on retreatcost.com.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to figure out where I got that name from. But
that I know.
So, I sell some booster boxes on there, and this was before things really started to take off again. This was about December, before things really started to go absolutely, crap crazy. So I was only still getting sales, a couple sales a day. Things have picked up. And I'm in the car with my dad. We're going to go, he's buying a dirt bike. He's getting a Yamaha, a YZ 250F. And we're on the ride. We're driving. It's about an hour away, Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania. And a little alert comes up on my phone. And it's like, new 1-star review for retreatcost.com.
No one give him 1 star. No. That's not happening.
So of course, my heart kind of drops a little bit, like where my stomach drops, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Right now, you see, I'm doing the whole putting your arms up. That you do that instinctively to get more air in when you get anxious.
Yeah.
So, so I'm stressing. I open it up. This is a big day for my dad. He's never gotten a new dirt bike ever in his entire life, and he's getting his first brand new dirt bike, all of his own. And I don't really want to ruin it, so I'm looking through. I'm reading on my phone, and I'm going to summarize. He says something like, "Just got my products. They got to me quick, but and that's the reason I have some Rebel Clash with me here today." He had ordered and purchased a Rebel Clash booster box, and he said, all of the packs are open. Everything's been picked through, and clearly they opened this and took out all the good cards. This is a huge scam, and this is BS, and you should feel ashamed of yourself. And the one that has stuck with me, this is not a summary or a rewording. You are what is wrong with this community. You're what is wrong with this hobby. I'm what's wrong with this hobby, according to this guy.
Yeah, that's not right.
So I saw what his name was. His name was, let's say his name was Luke, because I got Luke from Linus Tech Tips on the mind, probably because I've got his signature on the back of my phone case here.
That's cool.
So let's say his name was Luke. It wasn't. I looked in, I pulled up the app on my phone to look at orders. And at this point, I'm saying literally 10 orders a week, maybe 12, 15.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard to scroll through a little bit and find a guy named Luke and look at what he ordered. And I'm just like crapping my pants here, thinking like, okay, what could have happened? He said they're open. And there were pictures. He said that there was glue all over them, that they had been glued back together really poorly. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm buying my cards from a legitimate distributor who I've purchased from for 6 years now.
Yeah.
There's no gap in the chain of custody of these cards where someone could sift through them. So I'm like thinking, what the heck? Okay, what if someone was in the shop and it's 2020. No one's been in the shop, digging through these cards. There hasn't been time. There hasn't been people in there to mess with them. What if someone intercepted it between me and them? No, there's no way. There's just no way. I'm thinking, my guys, okay, what if it was opened and that, my shippers, packaged the box and screwed up? There's no way. There's no way. I have an amazing guy named Stetson who packs the boxes. And
yeah,
if something's dusty because it's been sitting around a while because he'll get out the microfiber cloth and he'll wipe it off and make sure it looks good.
It's good.
He's not going to notice an open booster box.
Yeah.
So I decided to call him. I rang the I saw the number for this guy Luke. I called it. I was like, he's like, hello, like kind of standoffish because this was literally within 20 minutes after the review was posted. I'm like, hey, Luke. Yeah, who's this? This is Vince from retreatcost.com. I just saw your review and I want to address this. I want to figure out what's up. This doesn't seem right. You know, blah, blah, blah. I want to take care of you. Yeah, well, it's clear all the cards, the packs have been opened and the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, you know, I just don't see how this could possibly happen because I get the stuff from a distributor who gets it right from the Pokemon company. Like, and it's sealed. It's sealed. You've seen booster boxes in a case. It's a big brown box with, 6 booster boxes in there. And there's no way for it to be screwed with.
Yeah, especially with the Pokemon logo on there.
Right. So I said to him, I kind of called his bluff a little bit. I was like, well, you know, I'll have to call my representative at the distributor and tell them because that would mean that someone there must have went through this. Yeah, you should because I don't know what's up. Something's wrong. They're all rooted through blah blah blah. So I said I apologize. I was like, let me take a look at the pictures that you emailed and I'll get back to you. Blah blah blah. This was a Friday afternoon or Thursday. So I don't know if anyone out there really realizes this, but like, and this sounds like all whoa, poor me, but as a business owner, you can't let this stuff stay at work. Like the stress of knowing that someone is unhappy, one of your employees is unhappy, or that one of your customers is giving you a 1-star review. I wish I could just compartmentalize and leave that at work, but you can't. It weighs on you and it stresses you out, and you go home and you try to watch a TV show, and it's just, I get kind of, flustered just thinking about this stuff. And I know it just sounds like, oh, woe is me. But,
Not even, yeah.
From the other side, you don't even realize that, like, sometimes it's like, oh, well, they're just a business, but it's people, especially when it's a business, with literally 8 employees total.
Yeah, and I know you. Nicole and I've known you for a very long time, like the past year, and like everything we've gotten from you is quality product. It's also always a great deal. Like it's just always perfect from you, Vince. Thank you so much. Like,
thanks, bud.
Yeah.
So I tell my dad, he's like, that sucks. In the back of my head, I know the guy paid maybe it was like $110 or something for the booster box. So I know that, the absolute worst case scenario is I'm out $100. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world as a business. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it through and I'm like, okay, so clearly this guy is a scammer. There's no other way. I absolutely sent him new cards, new packs, and he's telling me 1, that they were picked through, 2, they were poorly retaped or sealed or something. And he said there was no flaws in the outer wrapper or anything either. So, I'm trying to think it through, and eventually I'm just like, okay. All that more important than the $100 is honestly getting rid of that stupid 1-star review, because I don't need, when people search me up, them to see some guy saying that, oh, these guys are scammers and they're what's wrong with this hobby. That just hurts. So I decide to go into the shop on Saturday, the following Saturday, and I texted the guy the night before, and I was like, hey, why don't you meet me up at the shop? Let me open a couple packs while we're out here. Just a couple cool. Rebel Clash packs, just to see what we get. So I'll show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open them up on my fancy little phone here with the camera, and then I'm going to show you on the Discord. I'm not going to do the whole cool
Yeah, I hope you pull
Wick.
Sonya. Sonya Rainbow, by the way, is the best card in the set. And then Boss's Orders, which we never pulled Boss's Orders, but we pulled so many Charizards. I don't understand it.
I like this Clefairy art.
That is
I
cool.
gotta tell you, I like that art.
That is awesome. Clefairy's a very classic Gen
Oh,
1 Pokemon.
here we go. This is something for a first pack to open. Is this a good card? Is this a good card, Jim?
Oh, yeah, Toxtricity VMAX. Not too bad. Yeah, it's probably about $7 card, but still better than nothing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
First pack
clearly this box isn't one that's been tampered with, right?
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
A quick thing.
Yes.
Looked at Best Buy reviews before, and I've seen people literally say the same thing. Oh, this pack was open. It was searched. This is wrong. Like they just do that. You know why the guy said it, right? Because his pulls were trash. He probably got no rainbow, and he probably freaked out about it. People got to realize that the battle style set right now. You're not going to get a rainbow, or any set, you're not going to get a rainbow out of every box. Even the ones we got from you, Vince, one of them didn't even have a secret rare. I mean, that happens. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens. And yesterday we got, not yesterday, last week we got, on a stream, we got the Bruna rainbow, and then we got the Urshifu rainbow for the other two boxes. So it's just all luck. People take luck into account that, oh, I'm getting scammed. That's what they think. Speaking of scam, I have some stories too about being scammed on eBay by so many people. These stories we'll save for another time, but they're crazy, dude. I'm sure you want to hear them, right?
Absolutely.
They're crazy.
All right. So we got one nice VMAX. It's definitely cool. I'm going to turn that camera off for a minute here. Okay. So I just figured it would make sense to open a little bit of Rebel Clash, since we're talking about a Rebel Clash booster box.
Yeah.
So that day comes, that Saturday comes, I go up to the shop. I get in contact with the guy the night before. I tell him, here's the shop, here's, where we are, come on up, bring the box. I'll refund you right then and there. I get the laptop out. I get it all set up so I have PayPal up and ready so I can just refund him right in front of him so he can see the refund, and then I can ask him to remove the review. Yeah. So a little bit of time goes by. I even emailed my distributor and I told her about this scam, and she commiserated with me that there's just some bad eggs out there.
Yes.
So
bad executes, right?
Yeah, some bad executes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, keep going.
So there's another topic for a podcast, dumbest Pokemon, and I think Execute's got a pretty good run for it. Maybe Vanilla and Klefki are high up there too. So he shows up, him and his girlfriend, and he walks over with the booster box in a little bag, and I show him, I refund him, he shows me what was up. I got a pack from that box here, and there was an issue. So I'm going to kind of take a look and show this on the Google Pixel phone camera. The tops were actually a little open, like the crimp had kind of fallen out on those. So like, see this here?
Yeah.
See that? How they're open a little bit?
Yeah.
The tops of the packs were actually a little open on his box. So at this point, I'm like, okay, that's weird. I know clearly it must be the glue giving way a little bit, or the crimping process just being not miscalibrated. But but I gave him his money back, and I was like, all right, who cares? I'll have a box to open myself. And I asked him, I was like, did you, get any good cards? And he's like, I did get one decent looking card, but, a full art or something, but, I was still kind of sketched out, or blah, blah, blah. At this point, the guy seems like a nice guy, which is just baffling me. So right in front of him on the hood of on the trunk of an old car that doesn't run, I pulled the box out. And I just started opening a couple packs. And I think the third pack I just started opening them while I was talking to him, because at this point I was like, I'm going to open them myself anyway. Let's see if there's just no good cards in here. So the third pack I opened is this card here, Dragapult VMAX. Ooh. And my dad's there with me, and he says to me, or says to the guy, playing dumb a little bit, of course. He's like, "Is that a good one? That looks like one of the ones someone would have taken, right? If they were trying to take all the good cards, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." All that happened in the end was the glue had faded a little bit on this box. So the guy had already changed his review, saying that there was an issue and that they're making it right or whatever, and changed it to a 5-star. This box that I just opened, that I'm gonna say his name wrong, the Toxicroak evolution from, Toxtricity. This is the box. This is the box, the Rebel Clash booster box, where the guy said I was scamming him. This one that we just opened a fresh pack.
So you kept it. You kept it ready, man. Get all ready.
Oh
fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. Today's the day I'm finally getting to actually. Open. Oh, here we go. Dragapult.
Oh, nice. You got 3 hits already, dude.
Yeah, I got 3 hits. So, I'm glad I saved this to open for a little bit later. So yeah.
Very awesome.
This is the box. This is me scamming him. This is me being the worst thing that's ever happened to this sport or this hobby. That I'm the problem with this hobby. Right, Jim?
No, you're not the problem. The problem is scalpers and scammers on eBay.
So in the end, the hot new scam in Pokemon isn't even a scam at all. It's just nothing. It's the Pokemon Company doing a really crappy job at calibrating the machines that seal their packs. Because if you see here on the secondary video,
a lot of cards are warpy, like they're bendy.
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of those.
There's little holes in these packs. Does that mean that someone went in and opened up all the packs and took all the good Pokemons? No. It means they did a crappy job sealing this box up. So anyway, that concludes my story time. Vince's story time.
It's a story time
about
the Pokemon Imagination Land. People thinking everything's scammed.
Pokemonation Land. So we still have, let's see how many. So he had opened a couple packs. He gave me the packs that he had opened and just put the cards back in there. So how many packs did we open from this booster box? 27 packs that aren't opened.
So I got a good question for you. Do you want to open them on the next episode? Because I actually have to share a really, really crazy scamming story that happened to Nicole and I with Unified Minds about maybe 2 months ago. And wait till you see this. I've been holding to tell you the story for a while, man. It's interesting. I have a box in the closet. I'll show you it, and I'll open those up while you open those up. Sound good?
I would love to. 28. So that means what? How many packs does that leave?
That 8 of them you've done already or missing, right?
Yeah. So I've only 8 were open. And we got 3 of these V Maxes or Vs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, "Can I reverse refund you?" And I was like, "No, it's all good. Just buy something on the site if you want something in the future."
I think he doesn't like how Rebel Clash's pull rates. He didn't like how Rebel Clash's pull rates were so bad, probably, as he's probably heard.
He opened 3 or 4 packs.
He
didn't even open enough to know anything.
Yeah, especially that. If you're opening 3 packs, literally, I went through a booster box before and had green code cards 10 in, and I still was like, let's keep positive. They're probably in the other side, and that's where the Charizard was. So I remember pulling a Charizard VMAX and a Gold Rillaboom from one of your booster boxes, and the same thing. But yeah, so. All right, guys. So this was an awesome, very, 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 very awesome first episode, but also a very sad second half to it about that scam. People these days just scam and scam.
I liked it. I thought in the end it was actually a good story because the guy was nice. He and his girlfriend, he just wanted to buy some Pokemon cards and he was worried that he was being scammed. Yeah. I don't like how he approached it. I wish he and other people would contact me first rather than, just getting upset first and immediately going to the internet. But, in the end, everyone was on the up and up. So, and I've got some cool Pokemons.
Yeah, and you also pulled 3 cards or two just in front of me, so there's no
Yeah.
way. Like, Rebel Clash
Yeah.
is a rough set. I think it's one of the hardest sets to pull from. I didn't pull Boss's Orders in I don't know how many booster boxes, but we pulled how many Charizards from Evolutions? Like 7. So it's all about luck. But I think Battle Styles is also a rough set to pull from, but I like Battle Styles a lot better because it's got Gold Houndoom, Tyranitar, whoever Urshifu is, he's cool. But but yeah, so that was it for today's first episode, right, Vince? What do you guys say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, and next week we're gonna be talking about how I got scammed from a Unified Minds booster box, and you're gonna open up the Rebel Clash packs while I'm opening up the Unified Minds packs I have left, and this is gonna be an interesting one. And then I'll touch upon some of the other stories while I'm, like sub stories while I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Sounds like an absolute plan.
So. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, the first one of this podcast. This is an awesome time, Vince. Thank you so much for collaborating for the first time out of so many more times to come. I think you agree, right?
Yeah, I had an absolute blast. I think that we are absolutely going to aim to have a video every week.
Yeah.
I'm sure inevitably there will be missed weeks. We'll have to take some time off occasionally, or there'll be delays here and there. But
Yeah.
I would be absolutely honored and thrilled for you to make us part of your routine.
Yes, and this is awesome, Vince. This means a lot. Like, thank you so much. Like all the stuff you've done for us, and all the stuff like, and just becoming a great friend of yours and Nicole. Obviously, you're great friends with Nicole as well. And the stuff, it's just so much great stuff. Thank you so much, Vince. Like, and guys, make sure you check out right there the website right there, and yes, and he's also. We'll talk. Wait, you want to talk about the sponsorship thing real quick, right? The end it, or you want to do it on a different video?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We're glad. Also, I'm really glad that Retreat Cost can be sponsoring Jim and Nicole and the Pokemon channel. It's we've been working together for a long time, and we're glad to to try to help anyone who actually likes and collects or plays or trades or trains, or wants to be a Pokemon breeder, or wants to be a Pokemon watcher like Tracy, or wants to be a Pokemon professor, or wants to have a Ditto that they can train to change into other Dittos or other Pokemon, but can't get the face right. But then Ash and Misty and Brock can fix them getting the face right, or just likes Pokemon. We'd be glad to be your stop and your place to get Pokemon cards at retreatcost.com.
Thank you so much, man. Guys, like I said, his website has a lot of awesome stuff on it. When the stuff comes out, like Shining Fates and Hidden Fates and stuff, make sure you're first to see it because it goes quick. It goes super quick.
So we're thinking about doing something a little different and starting to have a certain day of the week when we add the new product. And then specifically anyone who's a previous customer or in the know or a friend of the website, letting them know the certain time when we put it up. We were actually thinking about doing it on Wednesdays. So, who knows? Maybe Wednesday will be a double day. We'll have the podcast coming out and we'll have new stuff launching on the site.
That's a good timing. Good timing. Yeah, I'm excited for Chilling Reign. I think it's a lot better than Battle Styles because I love the birds, the legendary birds from Gen 1. And it's only half the set. And yes, we're going to talk about that when we know the full list of Chilling Reign because the Japanese sets are different, right, Vince? Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes they're split up. Sometimes they're combined. Sometimes they're just changed a little.
Yes. All right. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much, Vince. Thank you so much for sponsorship. Thank you for everything. And yes, we'll see you guys next time. It's been a blast from the past. Our Pokemon name is
Back to Base Set.
Blast from the Past. Peace out, guys.